Although I'm unable to remember the specific time, but it wasn't a long time after having arrived. We went in and came out and then we left.
When you left for the hospital, Constable Musia had not yet arrived.
Uma nihamba niya khona esibhedlela uConstable Msiya wayengekafiki.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you were doing the search, did you look around the cupboard area?
Ingabe nabheka yini la ngasekhabethini?
Sabheka nathi ngendlela yethu.
We looked around in our own way.
I'm interested in that way. What way is that?
Yiphi ke leyo ndlela yini?
If you say you look on your own way, which way is that?
Uma uthi nabheka ngendlela yini, yiphi leyo ndlela yini?
Ukuthi ubheke nje yonke indawo ukuthi ungatholani.
Just to look around all over the places to what it is that you can find.
How did you look your own way?
Ukubheka ngendlela yini?
How did you do that? Looking your own way. How did you do that?
Ukwenza kanjani lokho ukubheka ngendlela yini? Noma nikwenza kanjani?
Can you tell the court?
Noma yimi engasezi ukuthi ngendlela yethu. Njengoba ngubheka nje ngibheka ngendlela yami. Understand ukuthi manje ngibheka ngendlela. Njengoba ngibheka nje ngibheka ngendlela yami.
Listen, Sergeant Mtetwa, at the time he was a constable. At the time he went to Kelly Kumalo's house, he was Constable Mtetwa. But let me tell you, he's a funny guy, okay? That made me laugh so much. But a shout out to the real masterminds who sent us back in time to Sergeant Mtetwa's testimony. And at this part, oh my goodness, I'm watching the masterminds and I'm seeing this photo of SENZO MEYIWA and I'm thinking, wait, what? Come on now, let's just take a moment to acknowledge greatness. Can you see that form? Man, I'm not a sports commentator, but you know what? Let me just give this a try, because we know that the Nedbank Cup was this weekend, and yes, I know better than to take any sports team side in my commentary, because okay, my viewership is different, which team they support. But I just want to come on now. We've got to acknowledge greatness when we see it. Do you see that form? Do you see how SENZO MEYIWA had stretched himself in a whole 180 degrees to get that ball? Come on now, drop some flowers for SENZO MEYIWA. What do you mean? I wish this was a video. I wish this was not a photo. I wish I could watch this in video form. Somebody has the clip, send it to me, send me the link, because I need to watch this. I need to re-watch this. This is amazing. Wow, SENZO MEYIWA was just absolutely great, which takes us to why we are gathered here. He does not deserve what is happening in his case. Now, here we have Mxumalo, whom we have not heard from, okay, I believe since November last year. It's been a minute, okay, since we've heard his voice. It looks like we're going to go way into the end of the year before we hear from Mxumalo. But you know what? The way the law works, he still has to be inside Phakathi, the courtroom, representing his client and not picking up other cases, even though this is not going to be about his client, man. But you know what? I digress. Here, Advocate Mxumalo is saying to the Sergeant Mtetwa, that wait, so you went to the house and you were the first responder with Sergeant Matebula, and then when you got there, Themba Khumalo opened the house for you, and when you arrived, you know, what skills did you use? Okay, how did you investigate? And you know what stands out for me and what makes this entirely sad is that the first responder at the crime scene for SENZO MEYIWA were the first people to let down SENZO MEYIWA. Type a 1 in the comment section down below if you agree. These are the first people to let down SENZO MEYIWA and begin this ganegwane tontoni of the we don't know what happened to SENZO MEYIWA and why the evidencing is not evidencing, because it's really sad, guys. It's really sad, because we're almost going on 11 years now and nothing makes sense. This is one of the first people who were at the crime scene. And to me, from what he is saying, sounds like he has no training whatsoever to be in the business of being in the first responder at the crime scene. There's got to be some basic policing 101 steps that have to be taken when you arrive at any crime scene, whether it's a car crash, whether it's a bicycle accident, whether it's, a pew-pew situationship. I'm sure there's different steps for different ones, but they just simply told Themba Mxumalo to lock the door and head back. And when asked, what did you do when you were there? And he just says, "Sabheka lathi ngendlela yethu." So do you have any processes and procedures? But you know what? Let's go ahead and listen to what happens next.
I don't know whether it's me now who doesn't understand.
ayikho into engiyisebenzisayo ukuthi ngimbone, but ngisebenzisa indlela yami ukuthi ngikubone. Omunye ngakubona unje, mina ngikubona unje. So asifani nje lesibheka ngayo.
As I'm looking at you now, I'm looking at you in my own way. There's nothing specific that I'm using, but I'm using my own way. Someone else can see you in a different way, and I can see you in this way.
I mean, in terms of conducting a search, how did you conduct a search in your own way?
Manje sesikhuluma ke ngophenyo lolu noma ukusesha lokho ke enanikwenza ke uma uthi ngendlela yakho noma ngendlela yenu usho kanjani?
Sorry, man.
Kusho ukuthi asinazo izinto esizisebenzisayo thina e-police station ukuthi sibheke ngazo, but siye sifike nje sinini masikhondolile sibheke nje ukuthi sithola ini. Lokho esikutholayo sizokwazi ukuthi sibeke something ukuze makufika i-photographer bese izobeka ikhoni yayo ke ekushoyo ukuthi khona esikutholile. Naye mayefika i-photographer iyabheka nayo ngendlela yakho ngoba khona lama-torch bona bawasebenzisayo ukuthi bacine. So nabo bayabheka ngendlela yakho. Makukhona abakutholayo nabo bamaka nga-something ukuze bazokhona ukuqoqa konke.
What I mean is that at the police station there is nothing there, and there's no equipment or tools that we use to look. We look in our own way, and if we find something, we will just put something so that if the photographer or the detective arrives, he would then put a cone. Unlike them, they've got particular torches that they make use of to look for certain things, but we don't have such.
Have you heard about, and this is by the way, about Africans who are saying that they want to Africanize colonial knowledge? You haven't heard? If you haven't heard about it, fine.
No, there's nothing wrong about that, sir.
So Africanize colonial knowledge.
No, I haven't heard about it, I must be honest.
This gentleman is explaining that. You see, he says they don't have forensic equipment. They're using the naked eye, like in Africa. Am I right, sir?
Angithi usho kanjalo ukuthi nina nisebenza nje amehlo enu nini?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why he says, ngendlela yethu. Maybe you should ask whether he has received training as a forensic detective or a forensic policeman or a detective in gathering evidence.
Were you trained in the forensic field to gather evidence?
Kwahlangothi ke le forensic ngaba waqeqeshwa yini ngoba forensic ke ukuthi uqoqe noma uthole ubufakazi?
Cha.
No.
The search that you conducted in your own way on that day, would you say it was a diligent search?
Lokusesha othi nakwenza ke ngendlela yenu ungathi kwakuukuseshisisa.
Ake ngichaze la ukuthi ngithi thina ngoba beshilo lo mfosi safeguard isini. Uma befika laba omsiya ngoba baqeqeshelwe lento. Ibona ke lahlahla kubele bathole yonke into. Kodwa nathi noma sikhona sikutholile akumelanga kodwa sibe singasakunaki ngoba sithi asiqeqeshelwanga khona.
Okay, let me explain this. As the gentleman previously mentioned, that ours is to safeguard the scene. Now, when the likes of Msia arrived, they are the ones, my lord, who are trained for that in that particular field. But it doesn't mean just because we are not trained now in that field that when there's something that we find, we should ignore that. Yebo?
Ingakho futhi sikhona nokubiza bona bele springs beze la bezobheka ukuthi kutholakala ini bayithathe lo. So thina just ukuthi safeguard silinde bona bafike benze yonke into nama detective athathe laba ngani nesibhale yonke into esiyitholile nokuthi kufike bani nobani nobani. That's it umsebenzi.
Hence, we are able then to call them from springs, and then we safeguard whatever it is that we found. They come and then they take whatever it is that has been found. We also write down as to what it is that we found and who arrived on the scene.
Besides the damaged bullet, which you saw on your second visit on the floor, was there a bullet head that was found in your presence?
Ngaphandle kwalena ke i-bullet ke eyayilimele noma damaged ke enayithola ke is a bullet head.
Yes, the bullet head.
Ikhona ke i-bullet head enayithola. No.
There was no bullet head that was found by yourself during the search in your own way.
Kuloko kubheka
On
kwenu
the second
ngendlela
visit now. I mean on the second visit.
kuloko kubheka kwenu ngendlela yenu kuma ngaba senibuya manje kwesibili ayikho i-bullet head enayithola.
hayi ngaphandle kwaleya iphansi cha ayikho.
No, apart from the one that was on the floor, we didn't find any.
Do you know Lieutenant Colonel Mhlahlo?
Lieutenant Colonel Mhlahlo uyamazi?
ngambona nje sezela ngimazi ngambona la.
I saw the colonel. Yeah, I don't know the colonel.
On the morning of the 27th of October 2014, did he return to the scene?
Ekuseni nge 27 ka October 2014 ingabe wabuyela yini kusini? No.
Do you know whether there was a bullet head that was found on the scene? Besides the damaged bullet head that you saw on the
Ngaphandle
second visit?
Ngaphandle kwale enayibona ke eyayilimele noma eyayidamage ke inhlamvu ke noma le ndawo ngaphambili inhlamvu uyazi yini ukuthi khona yini eyatholakala ke i-bullet head kusini?
Sorry, before you respond, are you aware you're asking a hearsay question? And if he responds to it, because it is elicited by you, it becomes direct evidence. You're aware of
Yes,
that?
I'm comfortable. Thank
Okay,
you.
fine.
angazi ukuthi anginalwazi.
I know nothing. I don't have any knowledge.
Wow, what a rare moment. Judge Rutter interjecting to say, whoa. Do you know you're about to walk into the lion's den here, Advocate Mxumalo? Let me guide you a little bit. Let me stir this ship. If you ask him a hearsay question, okay, because we're learning as well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you ask him a hearsay question and he answers it because you, an officer of the court, have asked the question, it no longer becomes hearsay. If he answers, it now becomes admissible as actual evidence. Advocate Mxumalo says, I am very much aware, and not only that, I am more than comfortable with it. But the reason that this stands out for me is that the judge did not, it was such, nonchalant moment. He's not throwing his hands up and down. Doesn't seem like there's any ulterior motives. It feels like pure guidance. This is the Judge Rutter we want to see in the courtroom, not the one yelling and screaming at Advocate Mxumalo, dismissing her, cutting her off, throwing his hands up and down. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section down below, but let's continue listening up.
Is it correct that you made a statement regarding this incident?
Ngabe kuyiqiniso yini ukuthi kunestatement ewasenza mayelana nalesi gameko?
Yeah.
Yes.
The statement that you made, did you make it on your own handwriting or somebody was documenting the statement?
Sabhala wena noma ukhona umuntu wayibhalela sona?
Ngabhala yini.
I wrote it myself.
Is it correct that the statement that you made on your own handwriting was made on the 26th of October 2014 at about 2200 hours?
Nokuthi so wasenza ngalelo langa langa 26 ka October 2014 ngo10 isikhathi 10 ebusuku.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you can remember, the statement that you made on the 26th of October 2014, did you make it at the police station or you're still at the crime scene?
Ngabe wasenza e-police station noma wasenza uselapha ku-crime scene?
Wasibhala kwi-crime scene kodwa uqedela sabe sesise-police station.
I wrote it at the crime scene, but to finish it or to complete it, I did that at the police station.
Which part did you complete at the police station?
Yiphi ingxenye owayiqedela e-police station?
Noma ngingasazi ukuthi yona i-paragraph but lokho kusekugcineni nje ngabe sengikubhala e-police station.
Although I'm not certain or I don't know as to which paragraph, but the last part I completed that at the police station.
Is it the commissioning part?
Ila commissioner khona?
Uma ngikhumbula kahle ngagcina khona la engama khona ukuthi kufike ubani esinini. Ngangilinda ukuthi kufike noma i-photographer noma ubani ngizokhona ukubhala. Then kwathi mayifika ngabhala. Then lokho kunye iphathi ngezansi ngabe sengiyiqedela e-police station.
I remember that there's a certain part or portion where I stopped, where I was waiting for a particular someone from a particular unit to arrive. Then instead, if the photographer then arrives, I would then write, and then the other part I then finished at the police station.
Is it also correct that your statement was commissioned by Sergeant Matebula?
Kuyiqiniso nokuthi sa commissioner uyena Sergeant Matebula.
Yeah.
Yes.
You also confirmed that you signed your statement.
Was we assigned the foot to another.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sergeant, can you confirm if that is your statement?
You saw another.
Yeah, we saw.
Yes, it is.
Is the signature that is appearing at the bottom of each page your signature?
Signature good page ngayo and yakho.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
Sergeant, do you remember that you told this court that on your first visit, Temba Kumalo opened the house for you and you went in and out?
Uyakhumbula ke kubufakazi bakho ukuthi uthe ngathi nifika lapha yana okokuqala ke uThemba Khumalo uyena wanivulela nasi ngena ngaphakathi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let us go to paragraph 4 of your statement, where it reads as follows, and I quote, "On our arrival, I found Mr. Temba Kumalo. He told us that they had already gone to hospital. We then asked Mr. Temba Kumalo to lock the house and rush to the hospital."
Lana ifundeka ngalendlela sathi uma sesifika ke sathola uThemba Khumalo wasesitshela ke ukuthi sebehambile ke ukuya esibhedlela. Sase simcela ke uThemba Khumalo ukuthi akhiye indlu sase siphuthuma esibhedlela.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will just stop there for this exercise. But do you confirm that it is not in your statement that Mr. Temba Kumalo opened the house for you, you got in, you thereafter moved out?
Uzovuma ke ukuthi akukho ku statement sakho ukuthi wanivulela uThemba Khumalo nangena endlini nase niphuma ke. Yes, I would agree.
Why not?
Kungani?
Mhlambe ngakubona kungabalekanga.
Maybe I didn't see it or consider it to be important.
Are you saying that it was not important for you to document in your statement what you observed inside the house on your first visit?
Ngabe uthi ke wakubona ngabalekile ukuthi ubhale phansi lokho wakubona noma enakubona ke uma niya ukuqala endlini?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is further not in your statement that when you had entered inside the house on your first and second visit, there was dots of blood, as you put it, inside the house. Was that also not important?
Okunye futhi ke okungekho la ku statement sakho ukuthi ke igazi leli owalibona ke noma ama dots egazi ingabe nalokho kwangabalekile?
Okwesibili.
The second time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Angithi igazi ngikubonise ngokwesibili.
I saw the blood when I came back for the second time.
Whatever you want to put it. I'm saying it is not in your statement that on the second visit, as you want me to put it that way, or in that fashion, it is not in your statement that there was dot of blood that you saw inside the house.
Ngaleyo ndlela ke ufuna ngibeke ngayo kodwa ke akukho ku statement sakho ukuthi wabona igazi.
Ngiyacabanga engakubhalanga mina icolleague yami yabhala.
I think that which I did not write, my colleague wrote down.
Which colleague?
Yiphi yona?
Sergeant Matebula.
Sergeant Matebula.
It is further not in your statement that inside the kitchen there was a crash.
Akukho futhi ku statement sakho ukuthi kwakune crash eyayise kitchen.
Was that also not important?
Ngabe kwangabalekile nalokho?
Icrash ngayiyekiswa ukuthi wathi mayechaza lo mama wathi ekami. Khona kunye kumfana wakugula lapha esibhedlela wathi yakho.
The reason why I left the crash out is because she explained as to who the crash belonged to. There was this gentleman that was there at the hospital. She said the crash belonged to him.
You also told this court that, as a confirmation, that you made a statement at about 2200 hours that night.
Nokuthi statement wasenza ngo10 ebusuku.
Yeah.
Yes.
You also told this court that Constable Musia arrived between 2300 hours and 12 midnight.
Wathi nokuthi ke umsiya wafika phakathi kuka 11 no 12 ebusuku.
Yeah.
Yes.
if you had made your statement, I just want to make sense of this. If you had made your statement at about 2200 hours and Musia arrives around 2300 hours to 12 midnight, why do you say in your statement that Constable Musia took the head and the bullet projector? If you had completed your statement at about 2200 hours and Musia arrived later.
Uma ukuthi umsiya wafika phakathi ko-11 no-12 nanjengoba usho nokuthi wena-ke istatement sakho wasibhala noma wasiqeda-ke ngo-10 ebusuku. Kwenzeka kanjani-ke ukuthi istatement sakho ubhala ukuthi umsiya wathatha isigogo kanye ne-crash?
If he had arrived at about 2300 hours to 12 later.
Uma kuwukuthi wafika ngalesikhathi osishoyo.
Ukufika kukaMsiya kusuke yonke into esiyitholile esinini izothathwa uye.
On Msiya's arrival, everything that we had gathered or that we had found on the scene was going to be taken by him.
So as long as esebonile ukuthi khona ini nani esinini, so siyazi ukuthi yonke into izothathwa uye.
As long as he had seen as to what it is that was on the scene, and that then says that everything was going to be taken or be removed by him.
Sergeant, you are not answering my question.
Awuphenduli engikubuzayo.
Do you want me to repeat it?
Ngingabufisa ukuthi ngikuphinde.
Is it material? Tell me. In taking statements, is it material?
It is material, my lord.
Yeah, like you say, look, in your statement, you never wrote in your statement that you opened the house. But in his statement, he says, before he and Matebula left for the hospital, they told Temba Kumaro to lock the house. Really? Are you with me? Now,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
the witness is being excoriated that he never said, you opened the house for us, we came in.
In the sense, my lord, in the sense that some of the things were found later.
Yeah, but how does it change his evidence? You must read the case of State versus Mafaladiso, 2013. It says courts must be wary of allowing counsel to quote snippets of statements. You know that?
No, I know.
You've got to read the whole statement to get the essence of the statement.
Of the statement.
You know. Now if the guy has left out, well, you never said you opened the door for us, but we told you to close the door. It follows that the door was opened. Must be.
Some of the things were found later.
Yes.
Which he did not observe.
But he's just told you he's not a forensic, not even an expert, a forensic practitioner. He's not. He's just there to secure the scene. And then he says, "Abaqeqeshiwe bazozabona bomsiya," who are trained for that type of exigency, to come and do a thorough inspection. And he was actually told with Matebula by, I think it's Zwane, to say, "You're excused, because we've got a task team to take over the investigation of this matter any further." Please.
That was going to be my last question. I have no further cross-examination. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, Judge Retta, as we have come to know him, I spoke too soon. Okay. And then, as you can see, Judge Retta jumps into the arena and Mxumalo's question, which was, he's leading to a lot of things, omissions that are not on the statement. And then Judge Retta says you can't be coding a statement, just portions and snippets. Like, you got to read the statement in its wholeness. Why was I trying to say wholarity? What kind of English is that? But you know what? Let's just ignore that. Anyway, my English bundles are depleting, so it means this video is now too long. Let me tell you something. Judge Retta said that Sergeant Matebula, he doesn't have the experience, doesn't have the forensic equipment, forensic training, don't. His job is just to secure the scene. So, okay, that's fair. Let's focus on securing the scene. Did he or did he not secure the scene? He says he told Temba Kumalo to lock up the house. In what authority was Temba Kumalo locking up the house? Was he locking up the house? Did he leave? Do they know he left? Did they take the keys? Did they cordon off the crime scene? We know from a previous video that was shared on the Masterminds and the media very, very early on that it was not. Okay, it was not sealed off to the media. Okay, they were there. Okay. We also know as well that Temba was left with who to secure the scene? Who is his eyewitness? What did he do on the scene? Who arrived when he was there? Are you guys understanding? So did Sergeant Matebula and Sergeant Tetwa secure the scene? The answer is no, in my opinion, from where I'm looking. They just left and rushed to the hospital. Why? That was, and I've said this before, and I have a whole playlist of Sergeant Masia, that crime scene was contaminated. But you know what? Let me end this video right here, okay? Because it's now too long. And we'll talk about other stuff in a separate video. Yeah. Let me not mix it up here. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I absolutely love it when you do. Don't forget to hit that subscription button, and don't forget to hit that share button. By sharing this video, you're helping the video reach other people, okay? So they remember some of the things that happened back with the SENZO MEYIWA trial. Thanks so much for watching. I'll definitely catch you on my next upload. Bye!